So you said the rest of the series is very flawed, Mike. What is flawed about Aliens? Because other than it being an entirely different type of movie, because I'm a huge fan of Aliens, so I'm just curious what you think is flawed about it.
It's essentially a remake of Alien, I discovered.
Yeah?
Watching it, it's the exact same movie.
Well, that's the interesting thing about the series, too, is that each one is basically the same movie. It's
well, okay, there's...
But they're done in such different styles and different tones, and that's what's interesting to me. They're very director-driven.
They're sequels, okay? And sequels will have similarities, like a Jason sequel.
Well, those are all the same movie.
It's going to have a guy stabbing people. Like, there's going to be hallmarks in each one, but the structure and a lot of the things that happen in Aliens is exactly the same as this, except for being... Well, okay, because I wrote down some things.
Okay.
After watching Aliens, and it's like James Cameron went and said, I like Alien, but I want to remake it entirely.
As an action movie.
As an action movie. There is, and the opening is different because Ripley's aboard her spaceship, you know, but you got people waking up in their underwear in a cryo sleep. Mm-hmm. Okay? There is a breakfast scene where all the characters eat together at the beginning of the mission. You have a drop ship that lands on the same exact planet, LV-426. They send someone out to investigate the donut ship, the Prometheus ship. And I'm speaking of the Aliens special edition, or the director's cut.
Yeah.
Where they send Newt's parents and the children out in a little truck to investigate the alien ship on Carter Burke's orders. Then, of course, one guy gets a face hugger stuck to his face and returned to the base or wherever to infect everyone with aliens. Newt's father and John Hurt's character, right? There is a shifty company plant on a secret mission to retrieve an alien. In the first film, it's Ash. In the second film, it's Paul Reiser. Both movies have an android. Both have a scene where an android suspiciously dissects a facehugger. Bishop does it in Aliens, and Ash does it in this. In Aliens, it's more of a tease, like, is Bishop a bad guy like Ash?
That movie ends up subverting what you expect the robot to be. But
it's a switcheroo.
Right.
But still, there's a company plant and a suspicious android.
Yeah.
Both androids get torn up, spew milk out. The first one introduces the motion tracking device. That Veronica Cartwright is using. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the motion trackers, they almost look identical, are used in that one. Ripley runs around with a flamethrower. And this is in the director's cut of Alien. She burns a person cocooned against the wall who's asking to be killed. That happens. A need to reach minimum safe distance before an explosion at a countdown. And then when you think everything's all safe, of course, the alien stows aboard.
Yes.
Which happens on Ripley's escape pod and on the mothership on the Sulaco with the alien queen. Then Ripley sneaks off into another room to secretly put on a suit. She puts on a spacesuit, and in this she puts on a power loader. Then the alien is blasted out of a airlock.
Yeah.
At the end. Which leaves it flying into space.
With a bad special effect. Accompanied by a bad special effect both times.
And then, of course, they end in sleeping in a cryo chamber. Both movies, they're identical. Except for one has Space Marines in it.
Yeah.
And they're trapped on a planet.
Mm-hmm. Not a spaceship.
Not a spaceship, yeah. So, identical films. Completely identical.